What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. I hope everybody's having a great day. Guys, you've been asking me, hey, what's going on with the moon videos? Do you got any more coming up? I do. We got one today, and I've got maybe a two-part video coming up as well about a certain area of the moon with a bunch of rocks, but are they really rocks? So stay tuned for that. All right, let's jump into this. I want to show you this is neat. This is the photo we're going to analyze today, and you can see it up at the top. It is AS15-87-11702HR. And it is a JPEG, which they kind of stink, but that's what it is. That's what we got to deal with. Now, anytime I see a photo like this is washed out, I go after it like a pit bull. Now, you may say, well, what do you mean washed out? Well, look at this piece of crap. Where do you don't even see any shadows at all in this thing. What is it, like absolutely 12 noon shining perfectly on the moon? No, no, no. What you're going to notice is when you can actually click on this and zoom in. Well, as I looked at this, I started to see lines in here. You know how I look for the lines to see if there's anything of any value in here. Now, when you see these lines, two things are going to happen. One, it looks like either they squared it off and then they put their own texture, or these are pieces of land or structures or whatever they may be, or it may be both, and I believe it may be both. So I'll need your help on this, guys. Now, here's another thing that I found interesting. When I looked inside this crater here, I thought this is interesting. Because what is this mushed up crap? Let's just jump right back into it, right here. What is this right here? What is going on here? Yeah, it's not just the bottom of a crater, I promise you guys. All right, let's jump into this. Let's jump into Photoshop, have a look at this. I rotated it 28 degrees. You can see it up here at the top. Let's see what we can find in this thing, because this is pretty interesting. This is the original right here. And I also blew it up, because this is how big it really was. So, blow the photo up. And what I did on here was I did, like you can see right here, auto tone, auto contrast, auto color, and this is what you get. Okay? Just a little brighter, nothing fancy, right? All right. We're going to start from the front, this area right here. Okay? We're going to jump in there. And I'm going to show you some lines that are in here that just simply don't make any sense. Okay? You'll see it right here. I can even see the lines already. There's something doing this here, coming down. And you're going to see a lot of these weird lines that just kind of suddenly pop. Okay, let's jump in it. Right off the bat, I want to try to bring out as much stuff as I can. And guys, you can see by the colors, it looks like they try to do certain manipulations, maybe a deeper manipulation, obfuscation, or whatever it may be. It's just puzzling, okay? Now, like I said, we're going to start from in the front, and we're going to work our way back real quick, right? Let's have a look. That's what I mean by lines here. You can start to see whatever this little thing is, because it's clearly not a crater. Okay? But what you'll see is all these other smaller little lines. Like you can see this right here going like this. Going in. This is going like this here. And all of these crazy little lines. Let's see what happens when we bring it out even more. Now, let's have a better look. Although this is darker, you start to see the lines here doing this here. Okay? Now, look at the ones over here. We're going to brighten this up a little bit in a second. Kind of looks like it's doing this. This is coming down. Okay. So let's keep going with it. This is what we've got, okay? Now, I'm going to go back and forth on these. Look at the lines, especially in this whole area here, right? Just concentrate on those, and we're going to go back and forth. Look at the very, very fine lines going like this here. All I'm doing is making them darker, this piece up here. All I'm doing is making them darker. Down here. These are hard to see, but they are in fact there. You can notice most of it through this right here. Back up just a hair bit again. Over here. To me, guys, these are structures. So I'm going to back out of that. Now, let's have a look over here to the right as we get over here. Check this out. got things that pop out. And you can see clearly that these are not sunk in like you would think a crater would be. You can see these things actually coming up. Round pieces, and there's something right there. Just back out just a little bit. And guys, use your magnifiers. You're going to need them in this. Because I'm going to show you the back end. You're going to definitely need it. And it's going to be like, whoa, at first you're going to it's just silly lines. Wait until you see the stuff that's in it, though. And like I said, this area is no different. Okay? Again, there it is. That's what it really looks like. But as we start to bring it down. Okay? Anything that's whiter, we just go ahead and make it lighter. You can see it like right in these two pieces here. They are, in fact, there. You can see them. There's actually 3 there. 1, 2, 3. Okay? But when it's whitewashed out, you can't see jack, basically. So what we do is anything that's white, we bring it out. And there you go. Look at this. Now, to me, that doesn't look normal either. These things are together and look like they have roadways. You guys see that? You can just see it very faintly going like this. Down to this one. See it? Right there. They look connected. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. This one right here. I'm not sure what even to make of this. A lot of times it looks like craters. Clearly they're not. Here's another thing I wanted to show you real quick too. This area right here. Looks like there's something right here going like this. Actually looks like there's something standing up. And you have like a multi-layered piece going like this. You guys see that? Right there. Now it might be just shadowing and I'm okay with that, you know? But like I said, you just got these weird things like this one here. These are platforms, guys. I've always been saying this for the longest time. Look at this. Okay. All right. This piece here. Clearly this is not a crater either. Because you can see this thing actually has, looks like this piece is sticking out of this. And it looks like they kind of blurred it here and there just to try to hide whatever it is. But look, you can actually see this. And it has a square base to it on this side of it. Look at it. Kind of doing this. And of course, we're not seeing the whole thing, guys. This is the problem with these photos. You're seeing just a little piece of the iceberg. You're not seeing the real photo itself, right? You might be seeing 1% of what's really in this photo. And that's sad, but that's just the way it is, right? Okay. Let's go up to this crater here. I found this interesting because what's in it. Again, this is the raw photo right here. I'm looking at this. I'm seeing this area right here that's looks like it's been blotched out. Something's doing this. You see it going like this. It stops and then comes back down. And then you get these 1, 2, 3. And then there's other pieces over here. Now, I said to myself, maybe it's just nothing. Maybe it's just debris at the bottom of this thing. It's not a big deal, right? And then I was like, whoa. Here we go with this here. This is the first stage I took right there. Okay? You can see where they've actually done this, where they went like this to try to block this out. But clearly there's something there. Pieces right here. Piece sticking out of the side of this crater. And what looks like pieces here. Let's keep going with it. Okay? You just moving just a hair bit. Let's keep going. Again, anything that's white, we'll just bring it a little bit more. You can see the difference. There's not a whole lot of anything. There's nothing's being added other than brightness, right? Okay. To me, I mean, I'm seeing what looks like pieces sticking out of manipulation. This looks like there's objects inside this crater. And guess what, guys? It's not the first time astronauts have actually said it looks like there's some kind of blocks or something inside these craters, or there's lights, claiming that, gee, whoever lives there, I bet they don't get out much kind of thing. This one here alone is just cool. You can see that thing is almost as plain as day, and it looks realistic. It does not look like it's drawn in. Now, these here are kind of on the fence about, but you can see bits and pieces of these things sticking out, including whatever this is supposed to be here. Now, there's something over here as well when you look here. I'm not sure what to make of that. No idea. This is probably the clearest one in this crater right here, right? Go a little further. Back up just slightly. There you go. Yeah, there's a lot more in this photo, guys, that meets the eye. That's for sure. Yeah. All right. Let's jump over to this side. I'm not sure what to make of this piece here. Right here. It actually looks like there's something on top of it right here as well. You see just a bit of white, another bit of white, and they do their best, guys, to hide whatever's in here, but this thing is just doing like this. I'm not sure you guys can see that, but oh, kind of coming down like this here. Guys, see that? The way that thing is, right? That's pretty neat. That's right here. Not sure what to make of that. Again, you would never see this. It's the way they manipulate these things and wash it out. Bring it down. Let's get this thing in there. And there you go. All right. This is the part I thought was interesting. Really weird. And this is where you're going to really need your magnifiers, right? Now, back here, I wanted to see this because this is what this looked like, right? And of course, when you brought it down, it just got really, really dark, see? Now, I tried to bring up the brightness of this with the dodge tool just to see if we can find. Really nothing. So what I did was I started back over. And this is what I did. So you've got this here. Now, lines are everything. Again, this is the photo. Just look right here. I mean, when you look really good, you can see what it looks like. Go like this here. See that? Just when you darken it like this here, you can see something doing this. But have a good close look at what you can see as pieces here. And what you can see is lines and other pieces, shapes and stuff like that. Here's another thing you want to look at. Look at this so-called crater. Keep an eye on that. Now I'm going to go back to the original. What is going on with this crater? Have a close look at it. It's doing this. And there's something in this area and here. It is not a crater, guys. They're making this stuff look like craters. Okay? See that? Just by doing that. There's something here. That's not a crater. That's just not a crater. All right. Again, here we go. Let's get more into it. What I do is I brought every line out that was in this photo, right? Or at least part of this photo in the back. Now, notice this piece right here. You can see this is plain as day. Now, look at all of the greens and these weird, almost light greens and weird colors. It's to screw up your eyes so you don't see the actual shapes. And that's the key to it. So, again, keep an eye on this so-called crater. But look right here. This piece is missing out of this crater? Or is it really a crater at all? See that? Back up just a little bit. And this thing goes out further, guys. It goes all the way to the front here. Let's make it black and white. Now, what you want to do is use your magnifier on this, because I'm going to tell you what. Look at the tiny pieces that you can find in here. In this area alone. Just look at the very fine pieces in here. And it's like little things are jumping out, right? What I find interesting is that some of it, like I said, it could be like lines that they made and then they put a texture over it. In other words, just blocking out something over it, putting something over, and then they're just blocking it out with some kind of texture, right? That's the only thing I can think of. But what's funny about it is you have, you know, these things are there. These lines are actually in the photo. They're actually there. Just look at the small lines when they're dark. Look at this. Again, use your magnifier even on here. You'll see the lines, exactly what I'm talking about, in this photo. Look at this. Piece coming down. Just weird, guys. I mean, look at this. So clearly they're hiding stuff, and there's actually stuff in the photo. That's all there is to it. And again, use your magnifiers. Now, again, the two lines mean a lot to me. One, again, they're just putting these lines and squaring off these boxes and stuff to just overlay on top of something, and then they're using a texture. And things they didn't take out are still in the photo. So you can still see little tidbits of things lying all over the surface or in this particular area. This object in the back, I'm not sure what to make of that thing, but that's bizarre looking as well. This right here is nothing. This is just part of a, either from the photo being processed or it's just some kind of glare off of something when they were taking the photo, right? Yeah, it's just hard to tell what that is. But that's something to do with the camera that has nothing to do with what's in this photo. And you can just see like this is mush. You can tell when they just kind of like airbrush because nothing looks real when they go over it. It looks faker than shit. I mean, that's all there is to it. See this? It just looks so fake. It just doesn't make any sense. But again, to quickly do a recap, this alone and this crater, this piece here, and these other small, whatever that's being blocked out here, you can see, well, I didn't do that right, but anyway, you can see this right here and this right here, and these other small pieces at the very bottom, there's also something laying here on the wall of this, right here, like bits and pieces we can see. Not sure what to make of that, but it looks like some kind of weird nose cone type thing sitting right there. And again, this is what you see out of the actual original. Let's see. Bring it down. See what we can find. And there you go. Not a crater. No way, no how. See it right there? You can just see the line doing this. And if you look at this thing, it literally goes like this. Nice and flat right there. And there's some kind of weird square type thing sticking out with a little dark circle. See that? Well, if I went, because it's too dark there. But yeah, right there. Yeah, usually there's a circular as far as a crater. And like I said, I've got this thing going on here. But you can actually see that something's back here, but this thing is squared off like this. So clearly that is not a simple crater. It's just not. Like I said, guys, we're probably seeing maybe 1% of what's really in this photo, right? I mean, just the things that are in here are just the little things we can bring out. To me, it just proves that this stuff is absolutely intelligently made. And it's here in the photo. See that? You can, I can see all these lines pretty darn well. Look at it with your magnifiers and have a good look and just pause it and look, have a good look. I can see something right here. Look at this. And something right on top of that. Now, is that a crater? I don't think so. See how this thing actually is elongated? Let's go ahead and bring this up a little bit. Now, it's going to kind of make it look like crap, but you get an idea as far as these bits and pieces or these parts and these lines in here, right? There you go. What is that? There it is. I can see those lines pretty darn well without having to do a thing to it. Oh, there's much more in these photos, guys. Much more. And when they do what they do as far as, you know, washing them out, taking this stuff out like they're doing to, nah, come on. This is probably the clearest item here, other than these down here. These other will look like structures on pads. Right here. You can see these things are actually sticking up. So clearly, you can see one almost looks like a tower type thing right there. Clearly, these are not craters when this thing's sticking out of it. See that? And again, you can have a look at this with your magnifiers. I did this earlier, and it's just these bunch of little crazy little pieces that are still like sticking out of manipulation, but nonetheless, either this, like this right here, here's a perfect example. If that there is part of the landmass or some kind of weird structure, and you just can't see the details to it. And that may be the case, because I'm seeing a bunch of squares down here. Like a joining kind of thing. Going like this and up and over. Just different parts of this. Look at this. Like right here going like this. Kind of echoing the same thing the top was doing. This wannabe crater. I mean, just little pieces sticking out that indicate that it's intelligently made, guys. Look at this. Right here, especially this rectangular piece with something right there. We've got this piece that looks like it's doing this. What a white piece right there. This object here, I'm not sure what to even make of that. Look at the way this, it's almost like there's windows doing this. I should have been straighter. You guys be the judge. Let me know what you think. I mean, guys, what are we seeing here? What I'm seeing is, like I said, just bring out the lines. Like I said, two things are happening. One, these lines are there because they squared off something to cover it and they put a texture over it. Two, there are actual structures, but because it's supposed to be already hidden and washed out, we're not seeing any kind of details to it, right? So you got that part way in the back, then you got what's inside that crater. And clearly there's things in that crater that don't belong there. It's almost like structures in ruins or some kind of little craft. I don't know. It's pure speculation. We just don't have a clue. We can only just guess at what these things may be. And in the foreground, you can see a bunch of them little lines on the left and what looks like these little structures that are connected on the structures like on pads, and they're connected. Drop your comments down below. Let me know what you think. Anyway, guys, please like and share. Always appreciate it. And definitely give me a thumbs up, guys. Without the thumbs up, guess what? They will not advertise this video. If you want to get the truth out like I'm trying to do, you can do your part by just go ahead and thumbs it up. Really appreciate it. Anyway, guys, stay tuned for the next one coming up, and I will see you in that one. Have yourself a good day, guys. Peace.